This video here is going to be about installing a toilet and other pitfalls you may run into when installing a toilet. Of course, we're going to talk about raising the height of the toilet flange here as well, and pitfalls with that itself. It's never straightforward. There's so many toilets out there to choose from. I went to this local store, Park Supply, and they got everything set up. You can just see how everything works. I just needed a simple toilet. I was looking for something on sale perhaps, and I just happened to find this Gerber Hinsdale 1.28. It's nice and small and compact and perfect for my half bath. What this video is about is installing a toilet. However, it's become also a video on a toilet flange extension kit as well, because I just put new tile in this bathroom, and originally the toilet had been leaking for quite some time, and the whole floor was just ruined around this area here. And I think I'm beginning to figure out why. For one, the toilet flange wasn't originally put in right. I see the bolts are in the wrong space. These are supposed to be basically perpendicular to the wall, but what they did, it looks like they tore this out and re-PVC'd it in here, and it's kind of a mess. So the other thing is, these need to be about 1/4 inch above the subfloor. So usually the toilet flange originally is set on top of the tile, but in some cases maybe you had linoleum and it's too thin, you're gonna have to raise this. So that's what these spacers are for. Now, as far as how the spacers go on, typically you're gonna have whatever spacer size you need to try to get at least to that 1/4 inch or so. And then they sell this gasket here with this kit, and basically kind of goes like this, and then you set it down here. And then you want to make sure your bolts line up with your toilet so you can put the toilet on correctly this time, and hopefully it won't leak. Now that looks fine and good. However, this is going to be too high above the floor, so I'm going to have to go in and tear out part of the hardybacker board underneath here and drop this flange and then go up on top of that flange. One other thing I've been told by some plumbers is this gasket that comes with stuff like this, forget it. They say you want to use this Lexel silicone, basically put it around here and seal the ring with that. After all that, the problem is this whole kit I bought, it was like $28. It's just not going to work because it's way too high above the tile. And the problem is I could just put this on there. However, there's this lip here. And in reality, that spacer right there, this is how thick this thing really is. So again, this is how thick this is going to be because of this lip on this flange. So what I've done, unfortunately, I bought this kit for 26 bucks, 28 bucks. Then I went to Lowe's and I found this, which I'm going to use because it fits perfectly. However, I need one piece from that other kit, and that's this shim here. And you know, if I had time, I'd probably find one on Amazon. But this actually lines up perfectly, so I'm going to use it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Get down here low. I'm going to put silicone on this upper part here. I know this has got a gasket, but I just don't think it's got a really great seal on it. I'm a little concerned it's not going to hold very well. So I'm going to put silicone on the rim here, and we're just going to go from here. Caulking gun would probably work better, but this is what they sold me. this down. I've already got my spaces where I'm going to put this on here, right? Yeah. I'm just going to put it all in here. Just to have that gasket, basically. And I'm going to stick it all on here as well. At least towards the bottom of this. Just have peace of mind when I'm sitting on the toilet that I know everything below me is in good shape. All right, she's down. All right, so we are ready to set the toilet. I've made sure this is 12-inch from the wall. Again, you'll pretty much a standard size. I've got this blue tape down here because this bolt kit didn't come with any. A lot of times there'll be a spacer that will hold that, so you don't have to worry about it. I figured I'd just save myself a trip to the store. Going to put this wax ring on, and then we'll be done with it. Now you're going to have this side up on this particular piece here. Now this is what the cap's going to go on, these caps here. And you'll have to cut that with either a hacksaw or an angle grinder. And when you start tightening these, you're going to go kind of tighten one side and get a little bit of torque on it, and then tighten the other side. And you don't want to tighten it too tight. So get it finger tight and then adjust from there. All right, so I finished up the job. I ended up going with, put these little rubber shims. I've used plastic ones to get at Lowe's or Home Depot in the past, but these are pretty cool. They're basically rubber multi-purpose stability shim. They came in this bag of 10, but again, they're very flexible. And the reason I went with the shims under there is because it had a little bit of wobble to it on the front, and then I kind of went around my house and checked the other toilets, and they had a little wobble too, so maybe I'll get to those down the road. But the key was to make it so the toilet wasn't moving. So I ended up installing the shims, and then I cut them off with just a multi-tool. You could probably use just like a razor knife as well. And then the bolts, those tall bolts to secure the toilet, I just ended up using the same cutting bit that I used to cut the tile, because I don't cut a lot of tile. I know cutting those bolts will probably wear this down a little bit, but I'm just going to use the resources that I've got. So I kind of researched the caulking on the toilet. Some people say that it's actually code. You're going to just have to check your code, because one of the things is it keeps all that stuff from going underneath the toilet and just creating a smell and its own little biohazard in your little closet. And this toilet's going to go in a real small bathroom, so I imagine that smell would eventually take over. So what I'm going to do is get the toilet running, get everything flushable, and then kind of observe the next few days to make sure I don't have anything leaking out, make sure I got everything sealed right, and then I'll put the caulking on.